Here's Corin. We're rolling, and we are here live with this dude. This guy has been an inspiration to me because I've been following his work. His street moniker is Sleep is Famous. And if you don't mind, I'm just going to talk a little bit about this. So he's got this iconic television set that's kind of got little feet on it. And then he could put different images inside of the screen. But this Sleep is Famous, this television set, I used to see it whenever I would see it, even if it was online or saw it in person, because this guy's very prolific and also shares a lot of art too. But it would always give me this feeling of the, kind of the hypnotizing, spellbound effect that occurs from constant television programming.
Right.
And so I don't know if that was the intention behind it, but when I would see it, I was always like, man, that's exactly what it is. We're just sitting here spellbound by this thing,
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it certainly it kind of grew more into that meaning. Originally, it was something that was just a personal doodle, and it represented kind of challenges in my life. At the time, I was just wasting a lot of time watching TV and sleeping.
Wow.
And so it kind of just came out of me in the form of a doodle, and I did just draw it on pieces of paper in my apartment. And I didn't really think much of it. I think the first time I ever decided to put it into the world publicly was on matchbook covers. So,
oh, no kidding.
So I bought a box of blank matchbooks.
I've seen those.
And then I would just draw the sleep TV on those, and I would leave them in bars. This was back when you could smoke in bars, so it was a utilitarian thing that people would pick up and take with them because they needed fire. But then they would have that image on there. So
well, you can still smoke in the bars in my area in Spring, Texas. The local bars there. They and it's disgusting, I have to say.
This was
because I smoke, and being inside a bar with smoking it's like going into one of those when you're traveling and you go into the smoking chambers.
Oh yeah.
It's just like disgusting in those things, man.
Yeah. No, I can't believe it. It used to be everywhere like that.
Yeah, bro.
This was back in Seattle, probably about.
Oh, so is that where you're from, up in that area?
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I grew up in the Northwest. I lived in Seattle for a number of years, and that's where.
And that's a raging street art scene up there.
Oh, it's a great scene there.
Yeah.
So that's where I got started with the matchbooks, and probably a year or two passed before it became a sticker. And the reason or the way that happened, I was just kind of walking around in the city, and I started noticing stickers on stop signs.
Right.
And it's one of those things, they've always been there, but I don't think I ever paid attention to them until one day it just connected, and I saw there was one particular sticker, a guy who ended up being a friend of mine later on, but the sticker said, "You can't stop comfy." And I thought, what the hell is that? It's not trying to sell me anything.
Right.
It's not a band. It's not an advertisement.
Was his street name Comfy?
Comfy, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But I didn't know it. I didn't know that it was a person or what.
Gotcha.
I thought, for some reason, there's something that's comfy and it can't be stopped.
That's hilarious.
But it was that day that I thought, the sleep TV would be great as a sticker, or that's a great medium for that image. And so I ordered a batch of stickers and started putting them up in Seattle. That was the origin of that.
What was the feeling like when you first put that order in for your first batch of stickers?
I don't remember.
No?
No, and in fact, in the beginning, when I put them up, I guess the plan was people were going to see them, and it was going to kind of interrupt their day and cause them to think about it and maybe think in a new way, or laugh or smile, whatever. But I never imagined that anybody would ever be able to tell me that they saw it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was, I don't know how long later when, back in the Flickr days, I don't know if you remember.
I remember Flickr.
It's still around, but it's not what it used to be. You know?
Yeah, I had a Pike 169 account on Flickr. I don't know what happened to it. It's out there in the dustbins of the internet.
I still have my account. It hasn't been utilized in years, but there was a street art group in Seattle, like a photo group people would share to, and I saw a picture of my sticker, and I thought, holy shit, that's my sticker. Somebody saw it and took a picture of it and posted it to this online group, and that's when I really got supercharged.
Right on.
Because I got some feedback and people were liking it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's, I mean, for me, because I started doing, I started first catching tags probably around 1983 or 84 in the breakdancing days. And it wasn't so much tags, I mean, it was tags, but my breakdancing name was Kid Cruz. And where there was places you would go to breakdance, like behind the roller rink or on the side of the movie theater. You know, you'd lay out your cardboard, someone have a beat box, you know, a boom box, and you'd have your breakdancing crews. And so, you know, you'd bring, you know, your marker or whatever, and on a trash can, you do your little bubble drawing that says Kid Cruz or something. And some people would be like, Big Wiggly was here, or, like
Yeah.
really like, like that old dude like who used to write cornbread all over New York or whatever, weird stuff. So, and then I moved from Atlanta to LA and saw that there was, like a huge scene, and it was the same thing. It was when there's obviously a real adrenaline rush when you go out and get up.
Sure. Yeah.
What I like about the street art is it's a friendly, softer way and more creative way to express oneself and to share, the art and the brand. Versus the way that I grew up was just straight bombing,
Right.
just doing throwies and catching big tags and just, absolute mayhem and vandalism on just an epic scale. But the rush was like when, keeping the anonymity and staying on the down low when people don't know you, but being in my high school and people were like, oh yeah, because I used to tag Chrome before I moved on to Pike, and I got up huge. I made the LA Times and stuff, and when people are like, oh no, that's Chrome, and you feel like, whoa, what? I had a way more of a juiced up experience from that than I ever got from acting.
Right.
From being recognized in acting. But so when you were in the Seattle scene, when did you start going into a larger scale model of the Sleep TV from the sticker version to a paste up size?
Paste up size. I don't know. It's hard to like track exactly how it developed. After I ordered that first batch of stickers, I started to get more involved in the scene and trading and stuff like that, and that's when I discovered screen printing and
Right.
kind of got into that, and that's my medium.
Yeah.
When I learned how to screen print, it was like, this is what I've been waiting for.
You had an aha moment?
So exactly. So
Yeah.
after that, I started to do my own stickers. Posters came a little bit after that. I don't know the timeline, but you just kind of grow through that progression.
Well, I've had fun putting up a few of your posters around, man. I love
appreciate
it.
that. Yeah.
When did you? What are some of the other artists in Seattle that you were hanging around with? at the time?
Some of the big ones in Seattle. My two closest friends are Blink, who
Yeah.
he does stickers and tags in Seattle. He is the most up, probably in the Northwest. He's everywhere.
okay.
He is everywhere. And then another friend of mine, A-Bot, who does kind of it's supposed to be like an alien character, and he does little captions
Okay.
with funny sayings.
Right.
So those are the two that I first kind of started to notice and follow around and really pay attention. But there's lots of others. Starhead Boy
Yeah.
is a big one in Seattle. He does a lot of fine art as well.
Yeah.
But he started out doing, I discovered him through stickers on the street.
And did you start going on road trips at all? Like go up to Portland or
Oh, yeah.
go up to different go down to San Francisco and get up and stuff? Yeah.
I mean, definitely road trips when I can. And then anytime I travel, whether Europe or New York or anywhere.
Yeah, I've seen some of your stuff in just bizarre places. I mean, I can't even remember right offhand because I travel a lot as well. But I mean, over in Europe for sure. I don't know if it was you particularly that put it up, or because we do a lot of trading of stickers too. Because
Right.
sometimes I've been to countries that it's my first time being there, and I see a sticker of mine up with somebody else, and I'm like, yo, that's so cool. People think I'm already here, and I'm
I know.
not. It happened to me when I was in Belgium last time. I hadn't been to Ghent, Belgium before. And when I got there, I'm walking down, like I was told which streets to kind of go get up in, which where it's more acceptable, because I like to go and get up in the daytime if I can.
Sure.
I'm not going to tell anybody my method of achieving that, but I have one and it works. Uh, but then seeing like one of my stickers, the hot dog kid sticker, like up sitting like right with a bunch of other ones, I was like, what?
Yeah.
It's pretty rad. As far as the message goes, again, because well, actually, the other thing I was curious about was, when did you start incorporating other artists into the screen of the television?
That that probably just came out of somebody wanted to do a collab.
Yeah.
And
Doctor Nothing one or something like that. Or?
I don't remember who the first one was.
Yeah.
It wasn't Doctor Nothing. It was way before that.
Oh, okay.
And I don't remember if it was like if I solicited designs or not. I want to say somebody just asked me, "Hey, can I do a collab?" And that was as weird a question to me in the beginning as, "Hey, can we trade stickers?"
Yeah, it takes some getting used to.
I was like, "What do you mean? What's this all about?" So somebody did a collab, and it was purely by accident that my TV design just makes a collab like a
so
slam
easy.
dunk.
A slam dunk.
So I stumbled into that, and I'm glad I did, because there's hundreds of collabs that have been done, and I have a lot of them, physical copies, and a lot of them are digital designs. But there's a lot of them.
Yeah, that's right too, because especially the trading part of it, and doing the collaborations, watching that happen. It's when I think of unifying movements that cross all political, religious, socioeconomic, racial boundaries, all of that. It's the graffiti art and street art scene by far.
Right.
I mean, there's no one cares, just so long as you're down and you're getting up. No one cares who you are.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's lots of fun.
Yeah. What's been, since you started getting into it, what's been the most inspiring part of it, in terms of the life change that it's given you? From before you started doing it, to now, what's the big difference in your life experience with it,
That's a great question. It's hard to say. I feel like I've always kind of been an artist, or like thought like an artist, whatever that means. But ever since I was a kid, I was interested in art, and just kind of all about it. But finally having a platform that people are paying attention to, I guess.
Yeah.
And it happened by accident. I never, like I said earlier, I never thought that I would even get feedback on it. So to kind of close that feedback loop, and then now I'm in a position where if I produce artwork or print T-shirts or whatever, there's an audience out there that
people buy them,
that want it.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest difference. Is I never imagined that anybody would want my art.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's so cool. Would you have a particular kind of message that you would like to get out that isn't expressed yet?
Yeah. I mean, I guess my message, and where I'm trying to kind of bring things along as I continue to grow and expand, is mainly the reality that we live in is something that we create. I spend a lot of time thinking about what alternate realities could exist. So that's something I want to encourage people to really think outside the box.
Yeah.
And kind of throw away pre-existing ideas about the limitations that we think are out there, because if you really try, a lot of those limitations can just be broken right through.
Absolutely, they vanish.
And that's how, I think that's how we're going to, grow and progress as a society, is to be able to say, hey, these old things, these old ways didn't work, but we have the power to create a new way.
Exactly. And so long as we can all come together like you and I are even right now, and just have open dialogue and be able to, just talk and communicate and share.
Absolutely.
The more we share, the more people can get to know each other and come together.
Definitely.
And the sharing of the art, I think, is just, it's one of the most inspiring movements that's going on in the world today, that's still completely undercover. To have been a part of it, to be sitting here with you and hanging out with you, to have been getting up with Buddha and all this, that transition for me, it brought a whole new energy and vigor to my life, because I was getting older in my 30s and whatnot, and I'm like, I can't just be going out bombing and stuff anymore. It gets too ridiculous. I still like to do that kind of stuff, but I like to do it on a legal level now, do proper legal murals and stuff. But I still enjoy painting some train yards and everything. But uh, well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go out and get up here in a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
and just show you a few things. One last thing before we leave. The image of the TV as well. Do you think that particular iconographic image? I'll show you guys what it looks like in a second. Uh, do you think it's resonated with people far beyond your initial imagination? Like when you
Oh,
put up
yeah.
your first stick, you're like, whatever, and then
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I never expected it to be as widespread as it is, and I like that there are a lot of interpretations people can derive from it, and that's one of the things that's been fun to see, is
Yeah.
how it means something different to different people, and I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I love it too. So check him out. Look up Sleep is Famous. We're not going to throw any actual addresses on here or anything like that for now. Keep some form of anonymity, but you'll be able to
You can
find
find
him.
it.
Yeah, you can go to my the 169 and find him on there for sure. But let's go and get up here in
All
just a
right.
minute.
Sounds
I
good.
love it. Great to see you in
Good to
person.
see you. Yeah.
And we'll see you in just a minute. All right.
All right, that's good.
And then over here, I'm going to show you guys. We're going to zoom in over here. And I know my camera work is ridiculous, but whatever. Here's the Sleep is Famous TV, the classic one with the sleep in the center of the television. You see how it's very simple with the little stick legs and the little bug antenna up there. It almost looks like a little insect, and then with just the blank screen with the word sleep on it. And every time I would see that, it just made me think of just, the hypnotizing, spellbound, effect that occurs from watching television for just 2